coverage foundation routine. This video was pretty highly requested and I had tried to film it before, but my lighting was all messed up and it wasn't picking up true color. I actually filmed it in front of my window, so it's like natural daylight rather than my lights on my vanity. If you guys want to see how I get my full coverage face, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is prime your face. The primer that I like to use on a daily basis is by Smashbox. It's their Photo Finish Primer, and this one is good for oily skin. Since my skin's extremely oily, I do feel like this does help a little bit. And if I'm not using that higher end product, I like to reach for my ELFs Mineral Infused Primer. So if you guys are looking for more of an affordable drugstore primer, I do like this one as well. Go ahead and start off with a little bit on your finger, probably about that much is how much I usually take. And then I'm really going to just focus this on the T-zone of my face. I get the most oily right here on my forehead, so go ahead and put some there. Work it down into your cheeks. And then down. I'm going to move on to foundation. The foundations that I'm loving, of course, is the Studio Fix Fluid by MAC. And the color I like to use is NC35. If I want to use a more affordable foundation, then I like to reach for my Loreal True Match. And I'm in the color W6 Sun Beige. Recently I have been mixing the two together. I usually have a yellow undertoned, like one of the NCs in the MAC, because I really hate the pink undertones on my skin. But this has actually been a little bit too yellow, so I like to mix them like half and half, and then the cooler tone, which this one's like a pinker tone, will cancel out the yellowness. I don't know if that makes sense. Go ahead and start off with a little bit on my hands. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and also mix the L'Oreal True Match, just equal parts. I'm just going to kind of mix them on my hand. See how they're like two completely different colors? Mix them on my hand, and it makes a much better shade for the skin tone I am right now, which I'm kind of pale, so. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get it on my finger and then just dot it all around my face. What I use to buff it in is going to be my knockoff beauty blender. It's really dirty, I'm sorry. This one is just by SOHO, and you can find it at Walgreens. Go ahead and just start buffing it in. I actually go ahead and just buff everything in with my Sephora brush. The concealer that I use is MAC's Studio Finish Concealer in NC30. I am actually just taking a synthetic brush. Mine is from the Naked 2 palette. And I'm going to take this fluffy side and just dip it right into the concealer. And then apply it everywhere I have like zits. I'm going to go ahead and conceal my under eyes, and I use the MAC Prolongwear in NW25. I do use NW for underneath my eyes because if you use a yellow tone, you might get kind of like a green tint. I can just go like this with my fingers and apply that right under your eyes. And then on top of that, I like to usually take my MAC's Prep&Prime in Lightboost, or the Dream Lumi Highlighting Concealer, and mine's in the color Buff, or Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller. All three of these work great. Today I'm going to be taking the MAC. I'm going to go ahead and take the smaller side of the beauty sponge and go ahead and buff it out. I have been reaching more for like a translucent powder recently, so I'm just going to use my ELFs High Definition Powder. I'm just going to go ahead and take this with any powder brush, just a fluffy brush. And then and setting your foundation, really just make sure everything's going to stay in place and it's not going to move throughout the day. Once I have all my foundation, concealer, and powder on, I'm going to go ahead and move on to contouring. If I want to do a really strong contour, I usually reach for my NARS Laguna, but a great alternative for that is by ELF. It's just their contouring blush and bronzer, and it looks the same pretty much. I can put them side by side. The ELF one is just a tiny bit lighter than the NARS one, but they're very similar. I'm just going to go ahead and take my MAC 109 little tiny dome contouring brush and then just dip it right in. Ooh. You can feel where it indents underneath your cheekbone. You can make a fishy face, whatever. I like to also go over it, and I've really been loving MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish, and it's in the color Medium Deep. I like to take a synthetic stippling brush. Mine's by EcoTools. It's a little kabuki stippling brush, and it doesn't have any product on it. Well, it might have old product on it. I just go ahead and go like this and kind of blend it together so there's not any harsh lines. A blush that I've really been liking for summertime is the Milani Baked Blush in Lumineso. It's a really corally, sparkly color. I'm going to be taking my MAC's 129 blush brush. And then also starting from the back, working my way in so I don't have like a blop of color right there. Just kind of sweeping it on my cheeks. Again, go in with that kabuki brush and blend it so it's not super clown-like. And then to just do a little bit of highlighting right on my cheekbones, I like to take MAC's Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish, and I'm going to be taking a MAC 130 little stippling brush and just kind of in there, because you don't want it to pick up a bunch of product, so you're really sparkly. And just work that on the top of your cheekbones. So, I like to spray a finishing spray all over my face. The one that I use is Urban Decay's All Nighter. It works great. It keeps me a little bit less oily as well. The last thing that I like to do, because I'm kind of pale right here, I don't know, and kind of darker up here because I normally tan, but I'm not really that tan right now, is I like to take some type of a bronzer, and usually for this I'll use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil right here. And I'm going to take a really fluffy powder brush, and I'm going to take the one by, it looks red, it's not. Take the one by Real Techniques, and just go ahead and dip that in there, and then just go ahead and focus it right on my neck. And blend it into my chest. Okay guys, that's the complete full coverage foundation routine. If you guys have any other requests or questions or comments or whatever, please leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.